After discovering potential leads in their investigation, Turner and Harper investigate a possible connection between Bruce Wayne's death and the mysterious death of his former lawyer. Carrie and Duela head to a nursing home to question the butcher of Gotham's daughter, and a traitor is discovered. Hello, entertainment enthusiasts. This is Ray, and this is the Fandom Realm. And today I am reviewing episode number 4 of Gotham Knights. As always, spoilers abound, so just be aware. Alright, so we've made it to episode 4 of Gotham Knights, and the first 3 episodes have been pretty good, I think. The last episode may have dipped down just a little, but I'm very much looking forward to what is coming ahead. They have set up probably some discoveries coming up pretty soon. As we are coming into this 4th episode, there are only 10, and so we're should be ending and starting that first to second chapter area here pretty soon. And so I'm definitely continuing to like this show. Now, let's take a look at episode 4. Okay, so something is definitely wrong with this guy. Oh, so he's really hearing some noises there.
You do realize the Talon almost killed you with that thing, right?
I love the fact they stole cake from the school.
1,000 times, and there's nothing in here that even remotely suggests Alan Wayne could have been murdered.
That's just funny because I'm actually a teacher, and there's cakes left all the time.
About a dementia.
Beep, beep. Coming through.
Okay, Duela being sort of crazy here.
Yeah, they mentioned those cuts in the report, but they said that it had nothing to do with the cause of death.
Okay, so those would definitely be big.
Or clear our names, so this is all a dead end.
You seem tired.
All right, and so I love this investigating.
I'm tired of worrying about whether I'm going to end up dead or in prison.
I was really wanting this to be about investigating, so I'm happy.
That ever gave a damn about me.
And I'm tired of your constant bitching.
And I love her still giving him hell about everything.
That brat was a member of the Never Get Laid Brigade.
And it's the first time in a while that she's called him Bat Brat.
See that?
Okay, everything happens for a reason in these shows.
Running out of heroes, it hasn't forgotten D.A. Harvey Dent's heroic takedown of the mutant gang.
Okay, so that mutant gang, that was a big deal the other episode.
New candidate has thrown his hat in the ring. Industrialist Lincoln March. Well, if
Okay, Lincoln March for mayor. That's definitely interesting.
City needs just another two-faced politician.
I can say I never really saw that coming. And is there foreshadowing there? And I'm talking about the foreshadowing with Harvey Dent.
For a connection between the Court of Owls and Alan Wayne's death, I think X marks the spot.
Okay, so they're definitely onto something here, and hopefully we can move along.
My dad said that he suspected the court had been responsible for decades worth of murders.
Okay, still going for this Wayne family.
We'd have to access all of the GCPD autopsy records to find out.
Still going for this Wayne family vendetta or whatever it is.
It's going to take me a lot of trips.
Okay, so Cullen still being the hero. I'm loving Cullen.
Little juice of the bean for the Sarge.
You're learning, Rook.
Okay, so he's showing he learned a few things there. All right, now that would be a big oops right there. Okay, so the intro here was a little longer than I normally do, but basically some big things happened here. They found out that knife, actually when it goes into something, it creates an X. And that was something that some of the victims had on them. And, well, a lot of the victims over the years have had on them, but nobody knew what it was. That's a big clue. Also here, we find out Lincoln March is running for mayor, and that's going to, of course, be against Harvey. Interesting to see how that's all going to work out. And to me, there was some big foreshadowing there when it talked about two-faced and Harvey Dent. And I'll talk more about that a little later or at the end.
Looks like Dad was right.
These cases span decades in multiple jurisdictions.
Okay, so it's been going back for years.
Pericles Jones. He was one of my dad's lawyers.
All right, so that's the lawyer guy that shot himself to start with.
Which means we gotta find out what he knew.
Okay, so here we go. We have a plan. We're going to move on it.
Maybe nothing. Maybe something that'll point us toward the court and why they wanted him dead.
All right, so here, I love all these moments when they're together.
Where do we start?
By asking an expert in the sharp and pointy.
Okay.
What are you, my therapist?
Look, it just seems like you two are a lot alike.
And Harper, she just doesn't like.
Felix Harmon. He was a famous knife thrower in Halley Circus in the early 1900s.
Harper just doesn't like Stephanie. There's a little bit of resentment there.
See, Felix was also known as the Butcher of Gotham, serial killer who...
Okay, so Butcher of Gotham, good place to start.
Those look exactly like the knives that Talon used.
Yes, thank you. See, I knew I'd seen this...
Okay, that's definitely interesting.
Caught and executed in the city square. Always did love an audience.
Okay, so, I mean, could it be him reborn?
But stuck with Eunice.
Yep. Currently resides at the Robinson Park Nursing Home.
All right, so he has a
Turn around slowly, or I'll paint the walls with your insides.
he has a daughter that's still alive. Interesting.
Wait. You're Bruce Wayne's kid.
All right, so this is the lawyer's kid.
In broad daylight.
I think whoever killed my father was responsible for your dad's death, too.
So, I mean, you all could work together.
But clearly my dad did.
Okay, so he seemed to be going a little crazy there, it looks like.
Who says the bomb found in Mare Hill's limo? Same type the mutants threatened to set off at the gala.
Okay, so at least we know people aren't stupid.
They found this in the mayor's limo.
Okay, so the coin from the Court of Owls.
It's the same type of coin that was found on Bruce Wayne's body.
We're definitely establishing the importance of those coins.
Trying to copycat.
What do you know about the Court of Owls?
Should I?
Okay, so that's, I think, important there, him actually bringing the Court of Owls up to her. The question is he going to, what's he going to do, and then what is her reaction later on? She could be part of the Court of Owls, you never know. Okay, just several things going on here, and I think one of the things that's still obvious, of course, is that Harper does not have good feelings towards Stephanie, and eventually they're going to have to work those out for this group. I'm still liking the group and sort of their dynamics and the way they're working together, and so that's been a big plus.
Like these behind. Do you have any idea why the court would want to kill your dad?
Okay, so who knows?
My dad told him that it wasn't true that your father was planning to cut you out of his will.
All right, so somebody, someone who
What
knows.
changes they did make to the will?
No. Your father took the only copy.
Of course, make only one copy.
I think whatever was in that will got both our fathers killed.
Didn't Cressida get rid of that will?
With him.
Well, what would he do with it?
I don't know, but I do know someone who might.
What did she get rid of in that one episode anyway?
Cressida.
She was my dad's attaché.
To be honest, I never really got it close enough on screen to read what she threw in the fire.
She thinks she's not going to call the cops. She's the closest thing to family I have left.
Okay, I don't know about that.
I'll never forget that. She's always looked out for me.
So he has a lot of respect for her. Man, he's going to be really disappointed.
Going to ask Felix Harmon's daughter. Nursing home visiting hours start in about 15 minutes.
Okay, so that's a good place to start. Figure out about the knives.
And I am going with her.
Nice wig.
Okay, I absolutely had to laugh out loud at that.
We're here to see Eunice Monroe. We're from Gotham Academy doing community service.
I mean, she is 100% dressing up like Stephanie.
Is it true that Bruce Wayne and Mayor Hill both received antique coins before they were killed?
Okay, so our mayoral candidate's talking.
Because I got one too.
Okay, that sort of throws a wrinkle in my plan.
Mrs. Monroe?
It's Miss Monroe.
Honestly, I really thought he may have been involved.
You must have so many interesting stories.
Okay, so being a little bit sly here.
We're not supposed to talk about that. It's a secret.
Yeah, this woman doesn't seem to be all there, just to be honest.
What you want to know about Papa?
Pinky swearing. Oh, my goodness. Only Duela. Okay, let's see here. On this section, a couple things to mention. Harvey and the other guy from Mayor, I just went blank on his name, but meeting, and I really had thought the other guy may have been either the Talon or involved with the Court of Owls, since he was big into fencing as well. Of course, his son was too. And so, I was thinking something about that. And then the crazy woman, we're obviously going to get some information from her on the Butcher of Gotham.
Or the Talon's knives are laced with some kind of toxin.
Okay, it would make sense. It makes people go crazy.
We should check if the autopsies showed any strange chemicals or drugs in their system.
All right, go get them.
My favorite. Of course, I always like the newest ones.
Okay, the music box has to be big.
He used to dissect his prey with the skill of the...
Boy, she's a little graphic there, to be honest.
Their tongues out to keep the bystanders from hearing their screams.
Ugh.
His victims got what they deserved.
Boy, she is dedicated.
Things I shouldn't. Beware the Court of Owls.
Okay, so she's in with the Court of Owls as well.
Ruling Gotham from their shadowed perch.
Okay, so that's that same little statement Duela was doing.
How did you get in here?
I've been sneaking in and out of here since I was 9.
All right, that's I love that point.
Help me prove I'm innocent.
Whatever you need. You're home now.
Of course, he has a way to get in and out of that house.
And my mom's an addict. Pills.
Of course, there was also the Bat Cave, but he didn't know about that.
Wayne case.
Sorry, do you mean checking back in? You already checked it out.
What do you mean?
Okay, that's a little confusing here.
That's not a thing.
Oh, what's the thing?
This can't be a coincidence. Eunice Monroe associated with the Court of Owls?
Cressida Clark.
All right, they know now.
Do you have any idea where he might have put it?
There are a few places I could check. I won't...
Okay, so with that, the big things here, of course, our daughter of the Butcher is just bat crazy. She is not, she's just not in her really right mind. And she really, obviously, she really sort of agrees with what her father was doing. She sort of idolizes that. It's what it looks like. Also, our team has found some information, and they got some information while they were there, of course. And so now they know Cressida is a bad guy, and of course now they're going to have to try to warn Turner so he's not caught.
Hey.
Turner, you need to get out of there right now.
What? What do you mean?
Okay, just put the phone down and leave. Come on.
Cressida is one of them. She's working with the Court of Owls.
That's impossible.
Oh, what do I say?
Must say your detective work to this point has been impressive.
Heartbreaking. Heartbreaking.
Your father would be proud.
Poor Turner. Okay, way to not go down without a fight. Good boy.
I trusted you. So did my dad. Have you been working for them the whole
Shoot her. Shoot her. Just shoot her. Go ahead and shoot her. It's okay.
How?
I slicked a toxin into his food.
Oh, man. So she is sort of responsible.
Weaken him to dull his reflexes. And then they sent the Talon. You know the rest.
Oh, so she's partially responsible for Bruce Wayne's death.
To hurt you, I always cared about you.
And she stands there and acts like she's so innocent in all this.
She's telling the truth.
Okay, now that is a little bit of a surprise.
Misjudged you, Mr. Hayes. You've proven to be quite formidable, as well as resistant.
Did not think we were going to see anything else from the Court of Owls for a while.
All we ask in return is your loyalty.
You killed my father. You destroyed...
So this is pretty fair standard. Ask him to be part.
Do it. It's the only way to save your life.
And of course, Cressida there saying, yeah, you got to do it, you got to do it, you got to do it.
Then it's not a life worth saving.
How disappointing.
Okay. His moral compass, he's pretty straightforward. Okay, so the Talon's here, and we're going to fill him full of bullets. I'm actually glad he actually could shoot the gun, to be honest. Hey, a big explosion there. That's awesome. Okay, for this section here, the big thing here is still just Cressida and Turner for the most part, and the fact, just sort of how heartbreaking that would be. He got to come back to see Cressida, who he thought was basically the only family he has left, and then he learns, oh, she's actually part of it, and then the Court of Owls basically walks in on him. And of course, you had to think at some point they were probably going to offer him membership in the Court of Owls, and that they did, and he, of course, is going to turn down.
Because all that time, Cressida was plotting to murder my dad.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Turner.
The court was in my house, and I was too blind to see it.
I called it. I called it. I called it. If you remember, I called that.
Of me. And you've got those weirdos downstairs, too.
That's cute.
I am just as smart and just as capable as her. She got born into a better zip code and has everything I ever...
So we're getting into what Harper is all about here.
Luckily for you, I know who you are. All right, and it's pretty...
And she has a really big chip on her shoulder, and it's not that it's not...
Get to know her. Don't judge her the way others judge us.
It's not that it's not deserved, but, you know, that could be a problem.
Well, according to the mayor's security detail, there is a key unaccounted for.
And I also love that little quote there by Cullen. I think I'm going to use it. Okay, so the frame job is coming up. All right, that music box, it's important for a reason.
Good idea. I'm going to check it for prints.
And not just fingerprints, or at least that's what I don't think.
Okay, eliminating nursing home staff. Eliminating...
Music boxes always seem to be big for a reason. Oh my God. they're putting him back together. They're reviving him.
Was executed almost 100 years ago. How the hell is he the Talon?
Oh, goodness. That's something else. All right, so that little group right there, of course, this is just the ending, what everybody's talking about once they get away from Wayne Manor. And sort of the biggie there is, or at least to me, is we finally get Harper verbalizing why she doesn't like Steph. And it's one of those things she feels like what her life could have been like if she were born into Stephanie's circuit. And, you know, that's in a lot of people out there. A lot of people have that feeling. So being able to verbalize that there, I don't think it's a bad thing. And then what Cullen said to her, his quote, I thought that was a nice quote as well that I'll probably be out there. And so with that, that brings to a close our recap of episode number 4 of Gotham Knights. So what we're going to do now is move into my thoughts and just some views. And the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to talk about ups or positives and downs, negatives on the episode. Okay. Now, first off, and it's not an up or down, but last episode I thought was a little bit of a backup. It wasn't quite as good as the first 2 episodes, but this one I thought took back off and really got us started back up on that upward trajectory. And that happens in series sometime. And so they had a lot they have to do in world building and everything else in this series. And so, you know, I'm okay with that. But the big thing is it did take a jump back up towards the positive. So I guess overall that happened is a positive, okay, is an up. Okay, let me sort of talk about in this the one negative, the one down I really have. We do it. I've been very verbal in most all of my reactions about in this type of universe, I'm not big into magic and things like witchcraft. Now, I don't know what is going on with Talon, why he's still alive, how he's coming back to life. I don't know what they're using. So I'm going to be honest with you. It won't kill my enthusiasm for the show, but I'm going to be disappointed if they're using magic technically to bring him back. If they can explain it some other way, I don't care if he's a puppet. I don't care. But I hope they're going to try to explain that some other way than magic. I can almost take voodoo, although voodoo is magic. So I'm hoping they're not getting. Okay, positives. I'm going to start out. They got back this time into their investigating. Okay, I love them when they're a group. I love them when they're investigating. And another thing, I like when they do pair off as well. It shows some strengths and it brings out some different parts of the characters. And so I really enjoyed that. You know, I don't think of Duela and Robin going out and investigating together. I mean, Robin and the Joker's daughter. It's not something you're really going to think is going to happen. Okay. And Stephanie and Harper doing anything, you know, that's something that, you know, Harper does not like her. And so I'm going to put a big up for their back. They're doing their investigations and being successful about it. They're moving the story along. Another positive, another up, again, is this whole idea of, it's just Oscar Morgan as Turner. I think he is really nailing this. And I'm going to give an up for the whole cast again. They are really nailing their parts. I think they are playing everything absolute perfection and they're doing an awesome job. Okay. Now there's a few things every now and then that isn't maybe the strongest writing, or maybe they could have done something a little better, but the cast is nailing it. And I mean, I can't really say anybody's doing a bad job. You know, I'm giving a big up to Cullen. I think I've mentioned him as an up in every review. I even like the fact that Harper is taking being more active in what's going on. In the first episodes, Harper's sort of setting the backdrop a little bit, or at least that's what it felt like. I know she had some things to do, but it still felt like she was in the backdrop. And then, of course, Stephanie's at the forefront as well. So the casting is awesome. Now, another up is what are they doing with Harvey? Okay. He's got that key. It looks like they're trying to frame him. Do they want him to be mayor? Those are some big questions here. And I think it's good of them to ask that. I'm not going to tell you what has been possibly spoiled, but there was a clip where he was called Two-Face. I think it was, I don't remember who actually said it, but they called him Two-Faced and then showed Harvey Dent, okay? And so I don't know if that's meant to be important or what will end up happening with that. I am going to throw another down in, and it's just a little bit of a down, and that goes back to Misha Collins and Harvey Dent. I don't know that they're giving him the type of role for him to really sink his teeth into. He seems to sort of be very minimalized in the series so far. So I'm hoping he takes more of a step forward, or again, at least that's what it feels like. And then, I'm just going to give a plus to the creative things our team is doing. And the fact that they were able to basically meet the Talon twice and survive both times. And this time because they crushed him in a rock fall. And I'm going to mention this because so many times we see shows, and yes, you can blow something up and crush all the bad guys and win, or you just let them go. Okay, and that seems like they always do something to let them go. They don't take that action. So I like that. And finally, I'm just going to mention again, and this goes back to our boy Turner. He has a very strong sort of moral compass. Yes, he's helping to steal some things here and there, but I love when he was talking to Cressida, and then the after he found out who she was, and then the Court of Owls comes in, and basically he says a life living basically a lie under their control was not a life worth living. And I love he's always got that his moral compass points north. He's not going to be perfect, but it's pointing north, and I like that they're doing that with him. Okay, everybody, with that, I probably could harp on for a little bit longer, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to give us a grade on this episode, and with this episode, I'm going to give it a B. I thought it was a fine episode. Okay, it was good. Basically, that's what the series has been so far. I don't think there's been a misstep. So again, we're giving this a B. And with that, I hope you enjoyed our recap and review. Please subscribe to the channel, smash that like button, and comment below. And I'll see you next time on the Fandom Realm.